G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at how the spring growth is going on this Seiju elm. You've seen this in my other videos, especially around where I have to clean the trunk up and then do some wiring and styling at the top. Now it's a matter of a time, so now the shoots are starting to elongate a bit too much, so we need to come back and start trimming it up again and keep it nice and compact. The other thing I want to do is look around the tree, make sure it's still all healthy, there's no dead bits. Anything that's Seiju elm tend to have dieback and you lose small branches or branchlets, and you need to start just removing them and replacing them or moving other branches into position to fill those gaps. So that is the plan today. I can see it's pretty healthy, looking pretty good. I actually really like this small tree. It's actually coming along really well. It's starting to really fill out nicely. It's got a very nice full canopy spread out evenly. The bigger tree is struggling a little bit at the back. You can see this branch in here. Hopefully you can see that. There's this branch in here, it's died back. So we're going to remove that, maybe try and wire these up or wire some down into this gap here. The top of this is very healthy and strong. I think what we need to do is maybe thin it out a little. It's a little bit too heavy. That's my thinking at the moment. It's just a bit too heavy and starting to get congested, and it looks like it's a bit of an apex in here where I want a bit more of a fuller, rounder apex. So some of these heavy ones in here might have to go. That's just some of the thinking I've got at the moment. But yeah, so there's a bit of dieback in here, so I need to bring that out and take that off. So that's the thinking today. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the look of the tree. The moss, I don't know if you remember all the moss on the trunk here. That's all gone now, and that's all clear, so that's really good news. No more moss at all in there, so that's good news. So another windy day in Melbourne, so hopefully you can hear my voice okay. But yeah, we want to get stuck into this tree and see what slight differences. I'll show you what I'm doing, maybe more than a before and after. It's more about showing you what I do and why. But yeah, I'm liking the tree. But yeah, let's get some work into it and let's get it looking even better. Alright, let's see how we go with this video. So first thing I do is start my way. I pretty much work my way from the bottom up again. Yeah, this table's a bit wobbly, but let me just fix that. That should hold it now. So make my way up the tree, so I can just see some small twiglets here that are dead. So I'm going to come in and just take them off. They're just dead little bits and branches, so just go through it. Anything that's dead, you can tell they're all crispy. Let's clean them up. Again, it's not like rocket science, this stuff. It's not like massive transition to a brand new tree and huge work and changes, but this is the things you have to do. Just keep doing over and over again to make sure you get the best tree. Now I did find a bit towards the back, there's a bit more dieback around here for some reason. The tree's getting even sun everywhere, but this could have been from last year. Maybe it had too much shade. There's a bit too much dieback in here, so this might take a little bit longer. Yeah, first thing I do is just try and remove all the dieback. Anyway, let me chuck it on time lapse, and I'll remove all the dieback, and then I'll come back and show you maybe the next step of how we trim back a few of the bits and pieces. But yeah, there needs to be a fair bit of dieback that I need to clean up. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Clean up the dieback and then thin out, I reckon, this bit here, and start to trim back. And I'll show you a close up of what I mean by trimming back the long shoots. But let me do the dead bits first, and then I'll come back. Okay, so that was a bit of a time lapse on me just trimming up the dead portions of that tree. There's a couple, maybe 3 branches, actual branch size, twig slightly bigger than a thick branch. They had to come off, they just died. But they're more towards the back, so we'll fill that out. What I did found, especially in the apex, was wherever I cut back certain branches when I wired this tree in winter, is they've popped multiple branches from the one spot with multiple new shoots, so it's good, nice healthy tree. I am finding quite a long elongation of the shoots, so it needs to be trimmed back. Otherwise, pretty healthy looking tree. Also, where I found was where the dead twigs and branches were at the base were new bits of foliage coming out. So all good news there too. So they'll grow and develop into new branches, which is what you want. You want to try and compact as much as you can, more and more compact. So now I'm just going to go through the tree and trim back the long shoots. That's what I do next. And then what I do is then I'll look at rewiring or taking off some more major branches in this area. I'm thinking this bit here is starting to stick out too much. I might have to reduce that, cut the top out of it, and then replace it with a smaller twiglet. That's what I'm thinking. I think you guys can see this is more like nice and uniform and nice rounded top. This has got a bit of a pointy top at the moment, which I don't really like. I want to get that full roundness again. So that's the plan now. So I'm just going to go and reduce the end. So now what I do is go through pretty much branch by branch. That's what you should do. You shouldn't just treat it as a hedge. I don't treat it as a hedge. This is my only Seiju elm that I have, so I can actually spend the time, go through it and go individually, each branch by branch. So let's say I start at the first, like this branch for example. I look at it and just trim back it's like almost trimming back just the tips of it. You can try and pinch it with your fingers or just cut through it. So it's hard to show you. Maybe I can find a bigger branch. I'll bring the camera in. Hang on, give us a second. I'll bring the camera in and I'll show you a bit closer. Alright, so let's see how we go with this. Alright, let me try and find let's try and get some focus first. Trying to get this branch in here. See this guy here? See how it's the shoot and there's multiple branches all the way back. So sometimes I just come in and come back right into there, leaving 2 sets or 3 sets or 4 sets. Depends, just a few sets left. Hope you saw that. Let me try this one. Same thing. It's got little ones at the base and now it's starting to get thicker. Let's come back to probably come back to 2 or 4. It depends on what you want. I sometimes did a 4 just to keep giving it that or come back to the smallest one or small ones. So that's usually what I do, either back to 2 or back to 4, up to you guys. I don't really follow rules or anything like that. But maybe for example this one here, hang on, where is it? Can you see this one? Oh. Let me see this one, blurry, hang on, let me try and focus. Yep, so this one much longer, so I might come back just to the first lot. Again, I'm not too picky, but just do that. Reduce it, because you can see the when getting quite elongated, and you don't want that. You want a bit more compact. Okay, so that's how I would approach this tree. So let me do a time lapse of how I do go through the rest of the tree, and you can see it takes quite a bit of time, but it should be worth it in the end. Alright, so what's happened is had a weekend. Couldn't finish the tree last weekend, so I had to come back and remember where I was at. So that's always the problem. But what I think I'm up to is I've trimmed back a lot of the foliage. I've trimmed back the new shoots, trimmed them all back. I did remove a slightly taller, bigger piece out of here, just to try and even out that. It looks a lot better already just with that one. There was one here that was just a bit too thick and pointing out, so now it's a bit more rounded, and that's what I want to try and achieve, a more deciduous looking top. So now I'm just going to go through and wire out some of the branches that I think need to be more, so it needs to come up more like that, like a fan shape towards the top, just to get some proper direction in some of those branches. There's not too many that I need to do, but yeah, it needs to be done just to make sure the tree still improves and gets better and better. There probably is going to be a reduction in some areas of the branching because there's probably too much in there, but yeah, that's what we're going to do now, and that's what I'll do now. So it's pretty much just wiring and trying to find the branches I need to wire up and make them into a better shape, so just to even it out. So I know there's a couple of long ones in here, for example. There's a really long one in here. What am I going to do with that? Do I eliminate it and fill it in with another spot? So now that's what I'm going to do. It might take some time, so I don't want to film it all, but just to give you the idea of what I'm doing next with this tree. This is really starting to come nice. I think this tree's a bit nicer because I've opened it up more and letting it fill out with foliage. I think that's probably the trick here, or what the technique we should be doing, or what I should be doing more of. Even this one needs a bit of wiring just to position some of these branches a bit better into place. So if you spread them out more, it makes a better canopy. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So let me do some wiring and I'll show you some results at the end. Alright, so what you can probably see, it's a bit hard with the better background. I probably want to get a good background soon one day. What I wanted to show is how it's only subtle changes, but it's just those little subtle changes that could make a big difference. I mean, the tree is now more evenly spaced out. There was a very large gap in here that I've just started to pull things into to fill that gap. Very important. I think there's a big hole in here. It's not bad having it, but I really want to make a more fuller canopy. I took some branches, or not that you can probably tell, but some branches out of this big tree in this middle area. I wanted a bit more taper in the branches that go all the way up. So there's a couple of heavy ones that I took out of the top. This one I've wired out some of this apex here, make it more rounded. So it's very small. I mean, in here I probably need to get a bit more stuck in here, but I'm going to let this grow and see what actually survives and dies off, and then what buds back. So there's a lot of budding back at the moment, which is really good, because I've got in here, there's very long stringy branches with a bit of foliage at the top. So I want to see, I'm cutting them back to see what buds back further down. So, and they'll form my main branches later on in the future. But I'm hoping you're seeing that. It's still very subtle changes, but it improves the tree dramatically each time. So continually working, tweaking, small bits of work each time really enhances the tree. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's enough for this one. Stay tuned for more videos and subscribe to the channel so you can get new notifications of new videos. See you next time.